Welcome back. Now it's time for our relationship segment, and we are honored to have Didi Edet in the building. Now, she is a certified and award-winning dating coach, and she has a matchmaking certification from the US. She's been matchmaking for over 7 years now, helping individuals find meaningful connections. Now, she's also founded Matchmaker Didi to address the growing need for privacy in modern dating. There's a lot of dating going on online, so yes, if you want to keep a lot more information to yourself, hey, you might want to go that route. Today's topic is God WUN. God WUN. The group that loves to lament, but are they truly ready to leave the single WhatsApp group? It's great to have you in the studio with us.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Welcome. Okay, so hashtag God WUN. I see this all the time, everywhere. But I also feel like there are quite a few different WhatsApp groups that people are in. Yes, they're single. Right? The single WhatsApp group, nobody wants to be there anymore for some reason. Well, a lot of people, large percentage. But what is it that is keeping so many people single, in your opinion?
Okay, so in the God WUN group,
Yeah.
that's the group that's always really quick to comment on, couple pictures, engagement proposals. They're like, God WUN, or, But sometimes they're not all ready to be in a relationship. I find that there are like 3 characteristics you can find in that group. So there's the ones that the chronic
lamenters.
Yes, they want to just lament
publicly
that they're single and complain about it, but there's no intentional effort to not be single.
Okay.
It's almost like they enjoy lamenting about it more than they'll be in a relationship.
Than doing something about it, essentially. Okay.
It's like a nice group to lament together.
Okay.
And then we have the selective readiness, the ones that they think like they're ready, but they're selective. Very
selective, like they have like boxes you need to tick before you can.
Yeah, everyone should have boxes, but theirs is like really high, sometimes unrealistic.
Okay.
And you rarely find a group of people that would fit that, what they want.
Okay.
So they end up being in the God WUN group much longer, because they're saying God WUN, but their standards are too rigid. So you're not leaving that group anytime soon.
All right. So now there are some singles that are still quite young, but I feel like their own God WUN might be a lot higher standards than other people's God WUN. So for instance, yes, there's the God WUN, God-fearing man, working man, cares about me, sends me chocolates and flowers, the little things. But then there are the Lambo, Mercedes-Benz kind of God WUN. He must have a jet, etc., etc.
A 6-foot billionaire with a private jet.
Exactly.
A prayer warrior with a sprinkle of Cardi B.
Exactly.
Those are the rigid ones that are very, it's unrealistic. I mean, they exist, but you have to also ask yourself if you're your type. So some people don't go that far to ask themselves if that's their type and everything. I mean, you're allowed to have goals and stuff, but you have to deal with the consequences that if it's not, if your type doesn't want you, then...
So now let's touch on this type doesn't want you thing. Okay, so I have to touch on this Lambo matter again. You know why? Because it does feel like, some people just want to be gifted. This is one of the love languages.
Oh, they want to
receive gifts.
Yeah.
No matter how expensive they want it. And they've been able to get the Lambo.
Exactly.
Right?
Of course.
They are expectant of those standards, right? But then there are other things that they probably have that other people do not have, that have not led to them getting the Lambo. So let's talk about them. Looks and the reality of how people are placing themselves when trying to leave the WhatsApp group.
Well, when it comes to like the Lambo case, like you said, well, it's not all about looks, obviously. It's about how a person carries themselves, your level of conversation. Because there are lots of good-looking people. They cannot get the Lambo.
Okay.
So it's more like an all-round thing. So some people see it and they're like, why would you want this? Why would she want that? But then again, People are allowed to want what they want.
They're allowed to want what they want.
I have consultations all the time. People tell me, I want this, this, that. I never say you can never have it. No. But people are telling people that, how can you ask for a Lambo? I never tell people, how can you ask for this person? It's just a matter of, like, be realistic.
Okay.
Will this work out for you or not? So someone can ask for a Lambo and get it. You might ask for a Lambo and not get it.
Wow.
Just be realistic, you know, to yourself, I mean.
So those expectations that people have now, for instance, they've been single, let's say for 10 years, maybe they've been searching for 10 years. And they begin to maybe remove some of those expectations, take some things off the list gradually. Are they doing themselves a disservice by, should I use the term settling, just because they want to leave the WhatsApp group?
People hate that word settling. I'd rather pick compromise.
Okay.
Settling seems like you're taking less than you deserve.
Okay.
But compromise seems like you're coming to an agreement. Like, I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, but I will accept your imperfections, you will accept my imperfections. But settling seems like, look, I don't have any choice, I'm going to go to the lowest I can.
Okay.
But to be honest, they both are kind of really similar if you think about it. Yeah, so at some point, to be realistic, you have to compromise.
All right.
You know, that's why in stores, I mean, this is kind of a weird way to say it, but in stores, at some point, they go on sales. They're like, come and get this thing. It's been on the shelf for so long.
Wow.
Come and get it.
They cut down the prices.
Yes.
50% off.
Yes.
60%
So that's why, like you
sometimes.
said,
Yeah.
they start taking down their list. So they're cutting down their own prices.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so now there are some things people are doing to leave the WhatsApp group that a lot of things, they're not so visible to the whole world. For instance, there's a lady that just announced that she's getting married recently. We talked about her earlier on. And the world was like, oh, wow, yes, you know, she's done it. She's done it. She's finally taken that step. And a lot of people didn't really think it was going to happen for her so quickly, for whatever reason.
I don't think it was so quickly because I think people knew she was single for a long time, actually.
So what do you think changed? What were the moves you think she made?
She has been intentional for a very long time.
Okay.
People just fail to realize that. People pick on like the Gotham group, they're looking at the idea of a relationship. They don't really look at the fact that a relationship takes work. They're looking at the TikTok challenge, the Instagram dates, like, oh, we went to this date, it was beautiful. But they don't look at the fact that a relationship takes work. You know, there's dedication, you have to think of conflict resolution, things like that. To them, it's just, you know, when it comes to holidays, that even puts extra pressure on this Gotham group.
Okay.
Because when it comes to Valentine's, they've already bought all their dates and sat down. Today is Gotham Day. So they go around and then every Valentine post, they're like, God, when? God, even if I'm a young, peel me. There's just statements, they're like, you know. So holidays heighten it. And then people's engagements heighten it as well. So with her getting engaged recently, a lot of people were very motivated by that. Because I had a lot of clients say, you know, she gave me hope. But then your hope is even misguided because you're trying to take her path, but not fully.
Wow.
Because you're saying, she gave me hope that I can find someone at this age. Well, she did some work.
She did a lot of work that you are not seeing.
You're not, exactly, you're not even trying to do that work. You're thinking it came easy to her, but not realizing that she was intentional about it.
And I think there's some deal breakers for some people, and age is one of them.
Oh,
right?
yes. Oh.
So I think maybe probably on that list, do you agree that she, you know, removed that as a deal breaker?
Recently, we had a whole, you know, storing your ex face thing.
Okay.
Because I realized at some points, most of the men on my category were saying they want a younger girl below 35. Okay. And my clientele is a bit older.
Yeah.
And then my clientele are a bit older, they don't have kids and they want kids.
Interesting.
And then the men are saying they want younger because it's easier to have kids. So we kind of had to do a whole egg freezing educational information program thing.
Wow.
And then also educate the men on the fact that the age is not limiting to that.
Interesting.
So whatever means she might have taken, she might want to have kids, she might not want to. People think it's strange when people don't want to have kids. I don't know why.
Now that's that's another conversation for another day. That's a long conversation.
No, people think
but
this is strange. I don't know. My mom was there on a consultation call I was having. The lady didn't want to have kids. My mom said, but somebody brought her into this world. She should be able to bring somebody else into this world too.
Wow.
I said, well, she didn't ask to be brought into the world.
Interesting.
You can't force it on someone to have kids.
Didi, this particular topic is something we cannot flesh out in one session, but we have you coming back again next week, so we'll see what we can do. The WUN group, do you fall into this category? Are you still in this WhatsApp group? Well, let us know, and let us know the steps you're going to be taking to maybe make some moves
and changes. Because you need to find out if you really want a relationship, or if your WUN is just based on the Instagram and TikTok things you're saying.
Didi, thank you so much for joining us. We will be back after this.